Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video of some F1 22 game news. Today we're going to have a look at the Miami gameplay trailer, and of course there's a few other details that are released. Going through on screen right now are some screenshots. I managed to find some screenshots of Miami, the cars at Miami that didn't get released, funny enough, somehow, but yet have made it to the press. I'll have a look and see if you can find any more details for later in the week. Obviously, it is just the FOM car with that horrible gaping wide nose on it as well. And of course, they've got some artists as well to design a car. I'll come back to that later in the video. First of all, let's have a look at the trailer. So it is only a minute trailer, but it does contain some interesting stuff. I'm pretty sure most of you have already seen this, but I'm gonna basically dissect stuff in between. This is game engine footage as well. It's sort of come part of an acceptance that we're not actually getting a new game engine for this year, and this is off the existing Ego engine that's been pretty much part of the F1 game now since 2016 or 2015, sorry. Well, so it's quite an old engine, but you know they have made enhancements to it that they've been able to, but you know, obviously with the move to the newer consoles, to PS5 and the Xbox Mini fridge. Obviously these overview shots as well. We've got, I don't know how unrealistic this is, because of course this is the fake marina. As we well know, I mean, it looks a bit more realistic in game than it does in real life. As well, this is a typical EA trailer, by the way, with all the cars going through as well. Again, not a lot to do. I'm going to point out this bit. I don't. Why are they doing donuts here? This is an interesting one, because I mean, they used to be back in, was it 2017? They had the F1 events, and I think Miami was one of them. I can't quite remember. As well. By the way, you won't hear any of the sounds from this. You can go and listen to it yourself. I think it's fake engine sounds, so it's not really worth listening to, and also there's copyright stuff with the music that they've got on. But I think, could we see a similar scenario here as part of F1 Live? Hold that thought about F1 Live. But you know, I mean, why would they be doing, because Miami isn't a season finale track, so that's the only time in the F1 game that you have donuts celebrating the world champion. But this clearly is not that scenario, so maybe it's some sort of F1 Life event where you've got to go and do donuts in an F1 car or something like that. Again, only speculating, but why would they show that as well? We've got our own onboard gameplay. Notice that this, I'm going to pause this here, excuse me. Notice this is unchanged, the steering wheel. There has been a leak going around with the HUD as well. Now, with the HUD, for those of you who don't know, the heads-up display, basically like the speedometer. We can tell Jeff to be shut up, basically. The map has the picture. I can't show you it because the last time I showed leaked gameplay, I got copyright striked by Codemasters themselves, so I don't want another one of those. So I'll just describe it to you. It's not too dissimilar to F1 2021. So yes, they've slightly made it a little bit bigger with the mile mileage, and also the timer that was up here on the right hand side is a little bit bigger, but other than that it looks pretty much similar to F1 2021's heads up display. We've got this camera, which isn't an option on the replay camera, so maybe that's an option. That would be nice. I mean, they don't have this exact one. They have a similar one, but it's off to the side. So maybe, but Netflix uses this camera shot a lot, and they overuse it. So maybe they'll have that one as sort of creative purposes as well. We've got this weird camera angle as well as we go under the tunnel there as well. We've got a bit of pit stops here, action here onto the mediums as well. This is the designed by a local artist. We knew about this already. It's if you will pre-order the Champions Edition before the 16th of May, I think it is, you get this livery, which looks pretty cool actually. I'm not going to lie, it's not a livery that is for an F1 car, but for a livery nevertheless, the design is out of this world as well. Notice they got, I'll show you the picture actually, they got the same number from last year's game for the FOM car, as well as we've got some more general gameplay here as well, which I'll just quickly press through as well. And obviously right at the end of this, if you think you're done, that's, ladies and gentlemen, that little snippet there, that was the Pirelli Hot Laps. This looks like a McLaren, which I believe the one that Lando Norris did, which has been doing the rounds again because of the link that one had to Miami. But this looks, is this some, again, I don't know my supercars, okay, but this looks like a McLaren to me. Whether or not we're going to have Ferrari as well, as I say, we don't know what type of cars. So it looks like we definitely got a McLaren in the game as a supercar as well. I'm going to switch now to have a look at a few more details of that came with the trailer. Welcome to Miami. Formula One heads to the Sunshine State for the first time, and you can be there too in EA Sports F1 22. Yeah, blah de blah de blah. As well, I think we already knew about the new physics and tyre and handling model. I did speculate in one of the previous episodes that it might not be a totally brand new one, but rather built on over F1 2021's physics. Well, not physics, because we didn't have the same the crash model. Although it had the new areas that you can crash, it had the same type of crashes basically, if you know what I mean. So you still have those stupid areas where if a car would hit you on the right and then a left bit of your front wing on the left, for example, would be knocked off. That still exists in F1 2021. So I wonder if it'd be nice if they'd done some work on that. New tyre model, I'm pretty sure might not be a new, it's probably been maybe on the handling model as well. Bearing in mind they introduced a new aero model as well on F1 2021, so I think those are being redefined and expanded upon for F1 22 as well. And we've got the new additions, the Champions Edition. We finally know what which celebrates the 4 world champions on the grid this year: Hamilton, Vettel, Alonso, and the reigning world champion Max Verstappen as well. And then you've got the normal edition for the people who aren't champions, like Norris, Leclerc, and Russell as well. I imagine there's going to be Pacific podium like they did with Russell and Ricciardo on F1 2021. They are probably going to have stuff for this lot, special customized items, a little bit like what they've been doing with all the big YouTubers like Hour of Team at Marduk, etc., etc. The stuff they also had helmet design for Ricciardo and Russell in F1 2021. I'm pretty sure that's going to continue into F1 2022, but maybe one for all of these. Leclerc is now the new F1 22 ambassador, so we might see him doing more laps maybe at some point. That might be a future point. And then obviously to celebrate the inaugural Miami Grand Prix, we've teamed up with local graffiti artist Abstark, is that it? I don't know. I apologise if I butchered his name, to design some exclusive Miami themed content. Anyone who wants to pre-order the F1 22 Champions Edition with these older people before the 16th of May. So as I say, that I do think this is a good livery. The FOM car is a horrific looking thing. Notice that's the same number as an F1 2021 though. Whether or not they're going to introduce a new typeface for numbers, because they did so from F1 2020 to F1 2021, we don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But obviously there's going to be supercars, which we saw, art, furniture, and a little bit more. So yes, that is going to round up this episode. I will just quickly touch on F1 Manager 22. There's not been a lot, to be honest. Obviously, I think they are waiting now, because if you remember in the previous episode I did on F1 Manager 22, basically for them, they haven't even got the car models. They haven't even got to they haven't even got to the stage where they've got the FOM car just as a generic car, but they don't have the FOM car because there's no point in them having an FOM car, because there's no My Team in that game as well. So obviously they're still working off they're still building the new car models. I'm expecting now less details, and I'm expecting F1 22 to take the forefront in terms of news until it's launched, and then about a couple of weeks after launch we'll probably hear a bit more about F1 Manager 22. I suspect F1 Manager 22 is coming out for the Belgian Grand Prix, which in the UK is August bank holiday weekend, a little bit like what the F1 game used to do back on that, like F1 2016, 17 and 18 as well. So yes, that's where I'm going to leave it for there. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel and you see plenty more F1 22 game news. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks so much for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.